lovely people. It's me, Arielle, Wednesday Warriors, and today Kathy and I are going to be answering the question. I have just one question. How do you handle dealing with your eating disorder and going away to college? My college is far away, and I'm scared that I might not be able to handle all the stresses of everything. That's a really good question, and we are really happy to respond to it, actually. College was probably one of the worst times for me, eating disorder-wise, even though I had a lot of good times there. It is 7 years now since I was a college freshman, my first year of college. So it was 2002, fall of 2002 when I started at college. And I actually went to school in a different state. I'm in America. And it was difficult because it was a transition. It was also great to have a little bit of independence. But what you have to keep in mind is that if you are worried that you might not be able to handle all the stresses of everything, you need to build yourself a support system, and you need to do it sooner rather than later. You're going to be meeting a lot of new people. You might not have your close-knit friends around you that you've had. You might be going in feeling totally alone, but that happens to lots of first-year college students. So you have to remember you're not alone in that, eating disorder or not. And then what you want to do is try to make new friends every way you can, in class, in your dorm, in your hall, even your roommate if you have a roommate. Just kind of try to get a feel for the kinds of people that are like you, and it's a lot easier to do in college than it is in high school or, in your hometown. It's amazing how many people you can find that actually have similar interests, that are kindred spirits. It's actually a really great thing. So look for it, because those people are there. And you just kind of build a support system based on the people that you're meeting that you grow to trust. When I was in college, when I was in my first year, I met a couple of good friends, especially my now best friend. She was actually my maid of honor. She's still my very best friend. She lived across the hall from me, and she and I became close very quickly. We already knew we were going to live together the following year. And she's actually the one who confronted me about my eating disorder. It was sort of just starting to be full-blown anorexia at that point when I was 18. And she just kind of took the reins. A lot of my friends were worried about me, but she found me, she talked to me, she hugged me when I needed to be hugged, and she let me cry when I needed to cry, and she tried to make me feel better, and she told me that she'd never leave my side throughout the whole thing. And I was already getting help. I was already going to therapy, to the counseling center. It wasn't like I was resistant to recovery, and she was glad to hear that. But she just made it known that she was there for me. And those kind of people are out there. They really are. And you have to believe that, and you have to know that you can find a friend like that and support systems like that. And honestly, I would have been in such a terrible place throughout all 4 of my college years if she hadn't been around. If she didn't exist, I don't know what would have happened to me. You know, I probably would have landed in the hospital many times. I probably would have dropped out of college. It's hard to deal with the stresses just of classes and education for one, but then also, you know, stresses of eating in front of lots of people. You have to be prepared for that. You want to have a journal if you like to write, and you got to get your thoughts out somehow. It's very therapeutic. I love to write. I'm a writer, but not everyone likes to write. So if art is your thing, you know, you want to have like an art journal, and you want to doodle and draw and sketch and get your emotions out that way. If you like to, trying to think of other things, you know, if you like to run, as long as you're not overdoing it, you know, run a couple laps when you're feeling stressed. You have to get out your stresses other ways than doing self-destructive behaviors. And you have to always go to your support system when you need some help. You know, you have to find that one friend or those 2 friends or those 3 friends that you know are going to be there for you when you're hurting, when you're sad, when you're depressed, when you're stressed out beyond belief, when you're freaking out about food or weight or anything like that. You need to go to those people and you need to make it known that you need help. Before you go off to college, you have to remember that you need to be accountable to yourself. And you need to be accountable to yourself first and foremost. And if you're gonna take the opportunity to go away to college and do whatever you want as far as food and weight are concerned, and just, you know, starve yourself, binge and purge, whatever your self-destructive behavior of choice is, you are going to be going down a very, very long road all by yourself. You need to make the conscious decision before you get to college that you're going to hold yourself accountable for your actions, and that you're going to do your very best to keep on a recovery path while you're there. And it's completely possible. You can do it. College was very hard for me. You know, I won't lie to you, it was a very stressful time, but I made it through in 4 years, and I didn't have to take time off, and I didn't have to, you know, go away to get treatment anywhere. But I found group therapy while I was at college, so I did groups I think 3 times, and I saw a therapist at the actual university, and I had phone sessions with my therapist from home. I did a lot of things that were really helpful to me, and I kind of found my niche while I was in college, so it was a great thing. The resources are out there, and they're especially out there in a university setting just because of how rampant eating disorders have become. So don't give yourself any excuses not to get help you need or not to find people to hold you accountable. And if you have any more questions about this topic, or you want to have it be explored a little more, it's something that I'm really passionate about and I would love to talk about more, so pose a specific question and hopefully we can get to it in some other facet at a later date. Okay, much love.